Hey guys, today I will be doing 4 different smoky eye looks. Now before I begin, I'd like to say a few things. I'll hurry up, I promise. However, if you don't want to listen to it, I'll put a timestamp and you can skip ahead to the tutorials. Let's talk about all the products you need to create a smoky eye. The first being an eyeshadow palette, obviously, and I have a few options to share with you. The first one being a luxury product. This is the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette. This is literally my go-to. All the mattes in here blend like butter. They're literally the best I've ever used. For high-end options, I have the Smashbox Cover Shot Eye Palette in mattes, and also I have the Balm's Nude Tude Eyeshadow Palette, which is literally a cool tone smoky palette. Finally, from the drugstore, I have the Makeup Revolution I Heart Makeup Salted Caramel Eyeshadow Palette, and from Wet n Wild, I have eyeshadow palettes in Nude Awakening and Comfort Zone. I'll list a few more options with different price ranges in the description box for you guys. You'll also need an eyeliner or Kohl pencil that smudges really well. So your typical waterproof or budge-proof kajal will not work here. For brushes, you don't need anything too fancy, but a round and tapered blending brush with a pencil smudger brush is a must. But you can also have a dense flat brush just to keep it handy. Now let me quickly show you how these brushes work in case you get stuck if you happen to attempt any of these looks. So when you're using a pencil smudger brush like this one, it's very likely that you'll be doing precision work, especially along the lash lines. So you want to hold the brush a little closer to the bristles because that way you can do all the detailing. On the contrary, when you're using a blending brush, you want to hold the brush a little further from the bristles because that way you can do the blown out feathered look. Hey guys, just coming to say that I had to split this video into 2 because it was over 30 minutes long. So in this video, you guys will see 2 really minimal, soft and sultry smoky eye looks, and next week I'll upload 2 really glam runway kind of smoky eye looks. The key is to be patient and really enjoy the process because it requires a lot of blending. However, if you do follow along with me and practice it a couple of times, you will be able to achieve a look in 2 or 3 tries. If you choose to recreate any of these looks, please take a picture and tag me. My Instagram handle is @pimbos MUA. So without further ado, let's get on with the video already. So the first look is definitely the simplest one. It's a minimal, soft and sultry smoky eye for those who don't want anything too intense. I know I look really crazy right now, but we will be following the look on the right, which will be our prototype. So let's start. I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild concealer as my eyeshadow primer. I just feel that concealers work best as primers for smoky eyes. Make dots all over the eyelid and blend it out well with the concealer buffer brush. Now on a blending brush, I'm gonna take this white shade from the Wet n Wild Nude Awakening palette and I'm gonna dust that all over the eyelid to set the base. If you have a deeper skin tone, just use your setting powder to set the base. On an angle liner brush, I will be taking the black shade in this palette and I'm gonna use that to draw a wing and line the eyes, and you want to draw it really close to your lash line. Now, you don't have to be neat because we will be cleaning and smoking this out anyway, but just make sure that the wings on both your eyes are even. Just look into a mirror straight and draw your wings. Now on a pointed blending brush, I will be taking this taupe brown transition shade and tap off the excess, and then I'm gonna use that to smoke out the black shadow liner. Now it looks like I'm being rough, but you want to keep a light hand and in circular motions, take your time to blend the shadows to merge them together and make a nice gradient. You must remember to never take too much eyeshadow on your brush. Always take a little bit at a time or it will mess up your entire look, because you can always add, but you can never take away. Now on the same brush, I'm gonna go back with that white shade and I'll be using that to further blend the lash line. Trust me, this back and forth process is the actual secret behind the sultriness of smoky eyeshadow looks. I don't know if sultriness is a word, but whatever. Same brush, and I will be taking the darker transition shade on the other end of this palette, and this time hold the brush closer to the bristles and smudge the shadow close to the lash line. But be careful not to add too much pressure. Again, take a little bit of that white shade on the same brush and starting from your wing, blend the shadow inwards, but again, you must make sure that you don't apply too much pressure. Just keep a light hand and blend away in windshield wiper motions. Now on a small synthetic brush, take a little bit of eyeliner from any gel pot eyeliner you own and then apply that very close to your lash line. But again, be careful not to poke yourself in the eye. Just slightly smudge it back and forth. Make a tiny wing over the wing you had already created with the black eyeshadow. But don't worry about it being neat here either, because guess what? We will be taking a pencil smudger brush and smudging that out. Drag it lightly inward while you're at it as well. But remember, the pressure should be minimal. Now with the blender brush we have been using from the beginning with no shadow on it, do an all over blend which will diminish any and every harsh line that may be. Same blending brush, and I'm going with a lighter transition shade, which I lightly dust on the lash line and then on the wing, and then I slowly take it up to the crease to start forming some dimension to the eye. I went back and intensified the wing with the gel pot liner using an angle brush, and then I smudged that out with the beloved blender brush. I then intensified the wing furthermore with the pencil smudger brush, but with no extra product on it. I just used up whatever was left on it from before. With another blender brush, lightly dust a highlighter, any highlighter, on the middle of the lid, and I'm using a blending brush instead of a flat brush for this because I just want a little bit of a sheen. I don't want to pack on a shimmer shade. This looks really pretty and catches the light perfectly. Our favorite blender brush is back, and we will be going in with the dark transition shade. Dust that starting from the middle of the lash line and then onto your wing, and then curve it into your crease and lightly go in windshield wiper motion to start creating some dimension in your crease. And with a clean blending brush, just blend out your crease to eliminate any harsh line that may have formed. Took a little bit of black eyeshadow off camera and I'm retouching the liner again, very close to the lash line, and then I lightly smudged it with my pencil smudger brush. Now take a Q-tip dipped in some makeup remover and clean the edge, forming a sharp wing, and make sure it's even on both sides, and clean up any smudges on the lower lash line or any fallout on the under eye. Now with your eyelash curler, curl those lashes real well. And then apply lots and lots of lengthening and volumizing mascara, since we will be not wearing lashes for this particular look. This is when you do your face makeup, which I'm not going to show because you've already seen it a million times and we can't really make this video any longer. My face makeup is done, and since this is a cool tone smoky eye, I went with the pink blush, and now let's go ahead and smoke out the lower lash line to complete the look. I'm gonna take a Kohl eyeliner and apply it on my waterline. Then I'm gonna take some black eyeshadow on the pencil smudger brush I've been using and blend it very close to the lash line, a little over the kohl that may have spread down, and start from the wing and sweep it inward but not all the way. Just make sure that most of the shadow is concentrated and darker in the corner so you can clearly see the gradient. Smooth that over with the pointy blending brush with no excess product, just a nice clean blend. Now apply your mascara generously on those lower lashes. Take some highlighter, the one you used on the lid, and put a dollop on the inner corners of both the eyes to brighten up the look and open up the eyes. Apply a nude matte lipstick, and yes, it has to be nude for any kind of smoky eye, and there you have it. That's the finished look. It's wearable, it's minimal, very sexy, and it goes well on everyone for any occasion. This is the simplest of all smoky eye looks, but let's go ahead and try one that is a little bit more extra. Here's the second look. It's a classic run-of-the-mill smoky eye. Very pretty, very Jaclyn Hill, and my personal go-to. And for this look, we will be adding lashes, and we will be creating a sharp wing using tape this time. Yay! So before you apply tape to your crow's feet area, make sure you take off the main adhesive from the tape by putting it on the back of your hand and peeling it off. Do this twice. This is because the eye area is delicate. Make sure you apply diagonally and carefully not to get any lashes stuck to it, and both the sides have to be even. Using concealer as the base again, make dots all over the lid and buff it out with a sponge or a buffer brush. On a flat dense brush, take that white shade or a setting powder if you have a deeper skin tone just to set the concealer base. Now take any black smudgy eyeliner you own and apply that on the extreme corner, but make sure you don't take it upward. Instead, pull it inward a little bit, not all the way, and just intensify that corner really well, and basically that's how it should look. Take the infamous pencil smudger brush and smudge out that liner, but be precise. Don't go crazy with the blending just yet. Keep concentrating on the outer corner there and very lightly sweep it inward but very little up top. Blend lightly over that harsh line that may have formed and slightly diffuse it. Take your time with this particular step. On a taper blending brush, I'm going to take some of that lighter taupe transition shade and then go over the blended liner to smooth everything out. All these steps are very crucial to achieve the final look. Take some of it to your crease as well. This will help you to start forming some dimension to the eye. With a clean blending brush with absolutely no product on it, do an all-over blend in and above the crease. With your pencil smudger brush, take the darker transition shade and go over on the corner again. Concentrate right there at first, and after that, whatever is left of it, slowly take it to your crease, and this will build a dimension that is key for this look. And then with the blending brush with no product on it, very lightly blend over all of that. This step will bring out the gradient better. Take the dark transition on the smudger brush again, darken the outer corner a little bit more. This is what smoky eyes is all about. It's not hard per se, but it is pretty monotonous and you have to really enjoy it. Again, go over and blend. You see, I know it seems repetitive, but just take your time and enjoy the process, and the finished look will feel like a reward. Clean blending brush, take very little of that white shade, blend out any harsh line, and this is the point where you can blend away any mistakes too using this particular shade. Now, my favorite part, we are finally taking the black on the pencil smudger brush and we are going with it right in the corner. Concentrate there. Don't drag it inward, but do slightly take it over to the crease, exactly like I'm doing. Remember, this step will make or break your look, so have control and don't go ham. See how I'm carefully taking the remaining of the shade into the crease very slowly? You must do it exactly like this because that's how you get the shape. Now with the blender brush with nothing on it, feather it all out because we are not a fan of harsh lines out here. Again, take some more of the black and repeat the last step. The reason we keep doing this is because we are building up the look slowly so that it looks one with the skin and flawless. To be honest, I wouldn't have to repeat these steps so many times if I were using a good higher end formula, but that's fine because for an affordable palette, the pigmentation on here is pretty good and blending eyeshadows is basically therapeutic for me. You know the drill by now. Take the taper blending brush, blend out the gradient, and with a clean brush, blend out in and above your crease. I want to intensify the black in the corner a little more, so I'm going over with the eyeliner again. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I need perfection and ultra glam, so yeah. And of course, blending it out with the smudger brush. By the way, you only have to worry about being neat on the lid, but not beyond the wing. You can be as messy as you want because the tape will catch everything and you'll peel it off later anyway. Blend, 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 that's all we do here. On a flat brush, I'm now taking the white shade and I'll be applying that on the inner third of my lid to just brighten up that area and applying a little to my brow bone as well. Intensifying the black again, I guess I'm just having too much fun with it, but like I said, you can skip these steps, but I have a feeling you might end up doing the same because once you really get into this, it'll be hard for you to come back from it. I am taking the black and intensifying the crease, but always be careful when using black in the crease because it starts to spread, and when you blend that, be very gentle because you don't want the black to travel upward, you want it to stay in the socket. Now on a different blending brush, take both the white shade and the lighter transition shade together, tap off the excess and dust that above your crease with a very light hand. On an angle liner brush, take some of the gel pencil liner and start lining your eyes from the inner corner. Make sure to stay close to the lash line and you can apply and smudge as you go. And while you're at it, make a wing on top of the wing you had created in the very beginning and just sweep it inward very swiftly. Smudge up the liner with a smudger brush because this is a smoky eye tutorial. Let's take some gel pot eyeliner on an angle brush now and intensify the liner you just put on. Why? Because more is more and we want this to be perfect. Also, stay close to the lash line, okay? Now let's curl our lashes, apply mascara, and I'm also applying lashes that I cut in half because I only want the end of the band with longer strands for that feline look. The upper eye area is done, and I also did my brows. And now I will peel off the tape very gently and clean up the mess, the fallout around the area before doing my face makeup. I really hate lashes on myself, but this look really calls for it. Face makeup is all done, but first you must apply some kajal to the waterline. And then let's take some of that gel pot eyeliner and start lining very close to the lower lash line. Make sure the deepness is concentrated on the outer corner so that it looks like an extension of the wing above, and sweep it inward but not all the way, and gently smudge that because we want some smoke up in here. Make sure you hold the brush at the tip so that the black does not get dragged down, and once you're done smudging the corner, lightly bring it towards the inner corner. With a clean fresh brush, blend underneath to eliminate any harsh line. And of course, no smoky eyes complete without mascara. Now taking some of my highlighter on a tiny brush, I'll be applying that to the inner corners. Since every shade we've used thus far were all matte, this step will make our eyes appear more three-dimensional. Let's go ahead and apply some to the brow bone as well. Applying a nude matte lip crayon. Must always wear a nude lip with smoky eyes, and because I'm extra, I also applied some gloss in the middle, but you don't have to if that's not your thing. And that's my finished look. Like I said before, smoky eyes require a lot of patience and back and forth blending, so instead of seeing it as a hassle, just enjoy how the colors blend into each other. It really is a stress buster, trust me. You may not get it right the first time, I know I didn't, but try it patiently a few times and you'll get there, and it'll be so rewarding. So I hope these tutorials were helpful, and I hope I made it easy somehow. You can keep practicing by rewatching this video and following along with me till you perfect yourself and maybe even come up with your own techniques. And like I said before, if you do recreate these looks, please tag my Instagram at pimbosmua and I will repost them for sure. And if you watched this far, comment, blend away. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.